Finally, after a long trip from Minnesota, back in Pasadena. It's great to be back. Um, Thought I'd do this quick little video from the car to let you guys know that I'm back, gonna get back to work. But here's your tip. Here's your tip. I did some more editing on the film that I've been working on for the acting school. And it's going well. It's going well. Got some more organization done. But one tip I want to give you is drive management. Now, what I'm talking about when I say drive management, most of my content, well, all of my content is on external drives, Thunderbolt drives. And what I do is I put my clients' projects on one drive, and I have a personal projects on another drive. So I usually have two drives with my laptop, and everything went smooth. I brought those with me. And the tip I want to give you is make sure that the render files, if you're working with Premiere, or even if you're working with Final Cut, almost all nonlinear editing, well, all nonlinear editing programs create what's called render files. And those are separate files that make the video playback smoother while you're editing. So your render files, in my opinion, should be next to your main data files. And the reason I say that is because if they're somewhere else or a different drive, or maybe even on the system drive is okay. But if you're on a different drive and you go someplace to edit, you won't have your render files. You have to re-render everything over again. It's not a big nightmare, but it does take time. So the quick tip is when you organize your media files, there's usually a choice. Where are my render files going to go? And you want those render files to go next to the source media. Simple tip for editors. Again, here I talk about acting, directing, and editing. Thought today I'd throw in a simple tip. I made sure that I had my render files on my external drives when I went on my little trip last week. So once I opened up the project, everything was right there. So just a little tip. Sometimes people move their render files other places so they can easily erase them. And here's a little bonus tip. The render files build up a lot of content on your system drive. If you have your editing program and your editing program is storing the render files on your main system drive, you could notice your drive gaining a lot of storage, and you don't know where it's coming from. And most of the time, if you're a video editor, it's coming from your render files. They build up over years and years and years, depending upon how long you had the program. So look into that. Do a little bit of more research based on whatever system you have, whatever editing system you're working on, and find out how you can clean your render files from your system. That's going to open up a lot of space for you. So 2 little tips there on render files. And you may, like I said, you may want to do some research about it. I don't do it as regularly as I'm supposed to. And sometimes I do notice that I'm due, as a matter of fact, now I'm due for a render file cleaning. I probably have some projects that I've done 2 years ago that might still be in there. So I need to look around and find out what render files are taking up space. So that's something that you want to do on a regular basis. And again, look into it, find out how to do it the correct way based on what editing program you're using. Usually you can do it through the program. You can delete render files. So that's just something you want to look into. Just one more thing to worry about, but our hard drive space is not as vast as it used to be, because if you are shooting on 4K or you're editing projects on 4K, you can use up a lot of space fast, and you may wonder where all that space is going, and that space could be going to your render files. So look into that. I'm going to be checking mine today too. That's one of the things why I talked about it, because I've been thinking about it. I noticed my system drive had been filling up a little bit, and I was wondering, and then I remembered, oh, you haven't deleted your render files in a while from old projects. Now I'm talking about old projects, not your current projects. And the great thing about it is the name of the project is associated with the render file. So you can clearly make sure that you're not deleting something you're currently working on. And then again, worst case scenario, you can re-render stuff, but no need to if you pay attention to what you're deleting. So back to what I'm working on. I'm really going in heavy on this series that I started creating. Now, I know if some of you have been watching my channel, if you haven't, please go to my channel and take a look around. I got a lot of content there for you, a lot of playlists. I talk about acting, directing, and editing. And I'm going to be expanding my areas. One of my areas that recently expanded a bit was artificial intelligence filmmaking. Um, I know a lot of people are, I'll give you the brief thumbnail version. A lot of people are worried about artificial intelligence, and they, a lot of people are worried about artificial intelligence, and they're worried about losing jobs. They're worried about, how this is going to affect the economy. And again, I'm not one of the naysayers. I'm saying that yes, artificial intelligence will take over some jobs, but not obviously not all jobs. But some people will lose employment. Some people will have to move into different fields. And young people who are just getting out of college, or you're still in college, start investigating how artificial intelligence can help you do your job, whatever your career is, better. That's going to make you more important to the prospective employers. It can actually even be a field, depending upon how deep you want to get into it, because everyone's going to be using artificial intelligence. And they're going to need people who know how to use it and how to use it effectively. I've been doing a lot of, last week, I've been doing a lot of, as far as the editing goes, something called timeline prompting. And I hadn't done that when I first started using these artificial intelligence video programs. I would just write a prompt trying to describe what I wanted. Sometimes I'd get it, sometimes I wouldn't. But timeline prompting does help. And the basically easy way to explain it is it's almost like doing a shot list, but you are telling the artificial intelligence program exactly what you want to happen at each point on the timeline. So you may say, for instance, 0 to 3 seconds, I want to see a close-up of James' face. Then you may say, from 3 seconds to 5 seconds, I want to see a close-up of the radio, where James' hand reaches in and turns the radio in his car on. Then the next group of seconds, you want to see a medium shot of James as he's listening to the radio. Then the next group of seconds, you might have about, some programs give you 10 seconds of video generation. Some give you, 12, I think, or 16. I think Sora 2 is 16 or 15. And so you divide what you want to happen in those. You think in timeline frame. You think in timeline fashion of what you want to happen and when you want it to happen. You write that out. And it takes time. It's time consuming, but it gets you more of what you really want. And again, there's still the problems of character consistency. I haven't investigated all the programs, obviously, but I have watched and learned a lot about the different ones. I'm seeing that some are more consistent than others. So that's something I will be looking into too, character consistency, and trying to bring you guys some of that information. So all the AI video stuff that I will be talking about, that I will add to my list, really fall under editing. Actually could fall under production too, but it's kind of when you're doing AI filmmaking, you're kind of doing two things at once. You're actually creating the different visual elements, and you are trying to decide, as if you were an editor, where they would go and when they would happen. So it's kind of a combination. I probably need to think of some kind of term. Maybe I can, as they say in the business, coin a phrase. I'll give that a little bit of thought, because AI filmmaking, actually, that's what it's called, AI filmmaking. But it could have a little more catchy a term if I can think of one. But I like the term that someone else came up with, timeline prompting. So look that up if you're interested in that. It helps you get more of what you want out of the artificial intelligence generation programs. So that's just what I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to work on that. I have to get back to my editing. I'm editing my student project, so I'm going to put in a few hours on that today. So I have those two things I'm going to be working on today. I'm about to head in here into the mall, pick up my wife and my grandson, maybe hang out just for a little bit. I don't hang out too much in the mall anymore. My days of hanging at the mall have been long gone. But go in for a little while. He loves the mall. There's a little play area. But and I'm heading back to do some more editing. I'm working on the series. The series I'm working on, let me give you the name of that. It's called Tammy, Actress, Writer. And got a bunch of episodes up there, all short. I'm going to start, one thing I decided today, which I'll probably do with the first episode, I'm going to start, I did it last week a couple times. I combined episodes, video generation. I combined them and I edited two together. And that worked out really well. I was happy with how that turned out. So I might just start. I might just start combining to double the length. I'm not going to go over 30 seconds. Each episode is going to be under 30 seconds of the series. Right now, it's fallen somewhere between 16 and 20 seconds. So I think 30 seconds is going to be the sweet point. And I came up with an idea, which I'm going to work on today. Actually, I'm going to work on that shortly, where Tammy and her fixer assistant have to drive out to Vegas to meet with one of the investors for the show, for one of her series. Now, the show is about Tammy. She used to be a child actress. Now she's an actress and a producer and a writer. And she just got a 3-series deal with 3 different streaming networks. So she's got a lot of work on her hands. And she's creating these 3 series. And that's what the show is about. What goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood, what goes on behind the scenes in content creation on a big level, So it's interesting, character driven, mostly about her life and their people that work with them. So it's coming out really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time making it. And you guys have been watching it. So I appreciate that. Share it. Put it up on Facebook. Share it with a friend. I even started doing a little bit of advertising for it. I thought of that idea while I was away. Advertise the series because it's made exclusively for where you guys are right now. YouTube Shorts. That's the only place I'm posting it. YouTube Shorts. Exclusively for YouTube Shorts. Now I'm going to advertise it other places, but the links are going to lead back to watch it here on my YouTube channel. And then also you'll see episodes as they appear floating around here on YouTube Shorts. And then take a look at it and then go back to the beginning episode so you can catch yourself up and follow the whole series. I appreciate it. I hope you go to my channel, look at some of my playlists, especially for Tammy, writer. Excuse me, I keep saying that wrong. Tammy, actress, writer. So that's the name of the series. I hope you go take a look at it. I'm having fun with it. It's really a great creative outlet. Still have character consistency problems. I decided to just go with the flow until I'm using Sora 2, and I really like it. So I'm just going to go with the flow until as they continue to make this better. And I'm learning a lot about artificial intelligence filmmaking, and I want to share that with you. Add that to my roster. Acting, directing, and editing. Those are the things I talk about, and that falls somewhere on that spectrum. So I'll jump off of here now, and I might catch up with you guys later this evening, give you a little wrap up of what I've been working on. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me this afternoon, and I will jump back on probably this evening or tomorrow morning. But I've got a lot of content that I'm going to be posting today and this evening, and I hope you stop by and take a look at it. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next one.